Hey there, comic fans! Welcome back to Comic Yahud. Today we're diving into Chapter 2 of Tintin and the King Ottokar Sceptre. Let's get started. As Tintin waits with growing impatience, the waiter assures him that the bill will arrive shortly. Tintin nods, though his mind is still preoccupied with thoughts of Snowy's disappearance. The waiter finally hands Tintin the bill, and as Tintin examines it, his eyes widen in disbelief. A large question mark seems to hover above his head, reflecting his shock at the unexpected message on the bill. Tintin stares at the bill in his hands, his eyes narrowing at the ominous Latvian proverb warning of danger for those who meddle in others' affairs. The unsettling message seems to echo the day's strange occurrences, heightening his unease. Seeking clarity, Tintin questions the waiter about the meaning behind the message, only to learn it's a common Latvian custom to include proverbs on bills. Despite the waiter's explanation, Tintin remains thoughtful, sensing deeper implications behind the words. Reassured by the waiter's explanation, Tintin offers a courteous thank you, concealing his unease with a genial nod. Despite his polite demeanor, his mind remains alert to the peculiarities of the day. Tintin, attempting to shake off his worries, compliments the waiter on the slasuk, expressing interest in its preparation. His genuine curiosity momentarily distracts him from the lingering unease about Snowy. The waiter, with a touch of pride, explains that the dish is a specialty, made from the hind leg of a young dog in Moldavian sauce. Tintin's shock turns swiftly to concern as he thinks of Snowy, his heart pounding with panic. The idea of his beloved companion being in danger propels him into action. He rushes through the restaurant, calling out desperately for Snowy, his voice echoing with urgency and fear. Each call grows louder, reflecting his rising anxiety. Snowy trots around the corner, looking confused with a puzzled expression. His curious expression reflects his bewilderment about the sudden fuss. Tintin rushes over, relief washing over him as he sees Snowy safe and sound. He bends down, asking Snowy where he had been hiding, his voice a mix of exasperation and affection. Tintin exits the restaurant with Snowy beside him, the waiter's polite farewell ringing in his ears as he tries to mask his earlier fright with a faint smile. Snowy, blissfully unaware of the turmoil, trots happily alongside him, his tail wagging cheerfully. As Tintin and Snowy walk away, the waiter, with a mischievous grin, enters the service area, amused by the thought of Tintin's hasty departure. His laughter echoes as he anticipates that Tintin won't be returning soon. Inside the bustling kitchen, the waiter is taken aback by the chaotic mess of broken plates and scattered food. He stands frozen, disbelief etched on his face as he surveys the unexpected disaster. Meanwhile, Tintin, absorbed in his own thoughts, walks down the street, pondering the oddity of recent events. Snowy, hiccuping beside him, adds a touch of levity to the moment as a stranger watches them pass by. Tintin walks down the bustling street, deep in thought, while Snowy hiccups beside him, drawing curious glances from passers-by. The city's vibrant sounds and sights seem distant as Tintin ponders the peculiar events of the day, with Snowy providing a light-hearted distraction. A few minutes later, Tintin is at home, surrounded by shelves of books, searching for answers to his unspoken questions. He carefully selects a stack of books, determined to uncover something important, as the cozy room offers a sense of calm. Settling into a comfortable chair, Tintin eagerly flips through a hefty volume, muttering to himself as he searches for a specific entry. Finally, he finds the information about Moldavia, piecing together its intriguing history and the role of the Bordurians, his curiosity piqued. The phone rings loudly, and Tintin picks it up with curiosity, engaging in a conversation filled with questions and intrigue. He agrees to meet the mysterious caller at 8:30, his mind racing with possibilities. As Tintin hangs up, he ponders the call, intrigued by the foreign accent and the promise of important information. Snowy, oblivious to the tension, hiccups beside him, providing a moment of unintended humor. Back in his chair, Tintin delves into the history of Moldavia, captivated by the tale of Baron Almasaut's rise to power. Snowy's persistent hiccups continue to punctuate the air, adding a touch of lightness to the heavy historical reading. Tintin glances at the clock, noting it's 8:20, and anticipates the arrival of the mysterious foreigner. The room is filled with a sense of expectation as Tintin keeps his eyes on the door, eager for the meeting. Suddenly, the doorbell rings loudly, breaking the silence and confirming the foreigner's arrival. Tintin's heart quickens as he stands up, ready to greet his mysterious guest. With Snowy at his side, still hiccuping, Tintin approaches the door, his hand reaching for the knob. The moment is charged as he prepares to meet the person behind the intrigue. Tintin opens the door cautiously, only to be startled by a man in a blue suit who suddenly falls forward, seemingly unconscious. Tintin looks on in shock, a question mark above his head, wondering about the stranger's abrupt appearance. The man collapses dramatically onto the floor, with Snowy barking and running around him, adding to the commotion. Tintin, still surprised, steps forward to assess the situation, his mind racing with unanswered questions. Tintin peers into the hallway, searching for any sign of who might have left the man at his doorstep, only to find it empty. With Snowy by his side, he declares, "No one there," as the mystery deepens. Tintin, concerned about the mysterious man at his door, decides to look out of the window for any further clues. Snowy, relieved, exclaims that his hiccups have finally stopped, adding a light-hearted note to the tense situation. As Tintin approaches the window, he tries to open it, peering outside to catch a glimpse of anything unusual. The room feels charged as he searches for answers, his curiosity unwavering. Frustrated with the stubborn window, Tintin mutters to himself about the need to get it fixed, making a mental note as it resists his efforts. Snowy stands by, watching intently as Tintin grapples with the unyielding frame. As Tintin struggles to open the window, a vase is accidentally knocked over, shattering dramatically on the floor with a loud crash. Snowy leaps back, startled by the sudden noise, while Tintin loses his balance momentarily. Regaining his composure, Tintin leans out of the window, scanning the street below and confirming that no one is in sight. His voice rings with frustration as he mutters, "No one there, of course." Turning back inside, Tintin approaches the unconscious man, resolving to help him as he remarks, "I'd better do something about this poor chap." Snowy stands close by, watching intently as Tintin prepares to take action. With determination, Tintin hoists the unconscious man onto his shoulder, declaring that he must get him to the sofa. Snowy stands close by, ready to assist in whatever way he can. Meanwhile, Thompson and Thompson walk down a hallway, one of them recalling how Tintin had assured them his door would always be open. Their conversation hints at an unexpected visit as they approach Tintin's apartment. Back with Tintin, he realizes the importance of securing the room first and decides to shut the door. As he struggles with the unconscious man's weight, the door begins to swing shut, adding to his challenge. As Tintin struggles with the door, Thompson and Thompson unexpectedly burst in with a dramatic crash, their hats flying off in the commotion. Snowy barks in surprise, adding to the chaotic atmosphere as the detectives collide with each other. Thompson, regaining his composure, comments sarcastically on Tintin's way of welcoming guests, while spotting the unconscious man on the floor. Tintin, still holding the man, looks puzzled, as Thompson points at the scene with growing curiosity. Tintin requests the detectives help to lift the unconscious man onto the sofa, as Thompson expresses concern, wondering if the man is dead. Snowy stands nearby, watching the unfolding situation with a mix of concern and readiness. As Thompson and Thompson lean in, Tintin reassures them that the man is alive, feeling his heartbeat. The detectives, still curious and concerned, urge Tintin to explain what happened. Tintin recounts that the man called him about an hour ago and requested a meeting, arriving at 8:30 only to collapse at his feet without a word. The detectives listen intently, with one of them thoughtfully murmuring as they process this unexpected turn of events. Thompson questions how Tintin is sure this was the caller if the man said nothing. Tintin admits uncertainty, but believes it likely given the circumstances. As Thompson points to the overturned furniture and broken glass, he questions Tintin about the evidence of a struggle. Tintin, taken aback, listens as the detective implies a more sinister situation has occurred. Tintin, defensive and frustrated, insists the only struggle was with a stubborn window, denying any involvement in the man's condition. The detective, somewhat unconvinced, tries to clarify his position but remains skeptical. Suddenly, a voice interrupts, drawing the attention of the group, including Snowy, who remains alert by Tintin's side. Tintin and the detectives turn, surprised by the unexpected interjection that promises to shift the focus of their conversation. The man, now conscious, looks bewildered as he asks why he's there, his hand rubbing his head in confusion. Tintin, Snowy, and the detectives stand around him, their expressions a mix of curiosity and concern. Tintin responds with a wry remark, suggesting he should be asking the man that question, while Thompson listens intently. The detective then presses further, asking the man to describe his assailant, seeking clarity on the situation. The man, still perplexed, questions what assailant the detective is referring to, showing genuine confusion. Thompson, growing impatient, warns him not to play games and demands to know his name, leaning in with authority. The man clutches his head, struggling to recall any details, confessing that he can't remember anything. Tintin and Snowy watch sympathetically while the detectives exchange skeptical glances. The detectives, growing impatient, press the man for his name, warning him against any deceit. Tintin stands by, hoping for clarity as the detectives demand answers. Tintin suggests the man might truly be suffering from amnesia, causing one detective to mistakenly confuse it with anemia. Tintin suggests the man might have suffered a violent shock causing his amnesia and advises taking him to a hospital. The detectives deliberate, considering Tintin's advice seriously. As they escort the bewildered man, one detective expresses skepticism about the magnesia, hinting at lingering doubts. The man walks between them, still looking lost and confused. Back in the room, Tintin stands by the broken window, pondering the peculiar situation. He admits to Snowy that he can't make sense of what's happened, feeling a deep sense of confusion. Tintin stands by the shattered window, realizing the need for urgent repairs amidst the chaos surrounding him. He decides to address this immediate concern, acknowledging the damage as he considers a solution. Taking swift action, Tintin contacts a builder, requesting a prompt replacement of the glass to restore order. His conversation is filled with relief as he secures an appointment for the repair that very night. After a while, a man arrived at Tintin's front door and rang the bell, carrying a pane of glass under his arm. He waited patiently, clearly there to deliver the replacement. Tintin warmly greets the builder at the door, inviting him inside to address the broken window. Snowy stands by Tintin's side, observing the exchange attentively. The builder sets to work, carefully fitting the new glass into the window frame with precision. Tintin watches closely, ensuring the repair is done to perfection as the room slowly returns to its former state. With the job completed, Tintin hands the builder payment, expressing his gratitude for the swift service. Snowy, ever curious, sniffs around as the builder thanks Tintin, tipping his hat in appreciation. The builder leaves Tintin's home, tipping his hat with a cheerful farewell, pleased to have been of service. Tintin watches him go, feeling a sense of accomplishment as the broken window is now a thing of the past. And that wraps up this chapter. If you enjoyed the story, head to the next part and be sure to like and subscribe for more adventures on Comic Yahud.